The fetal skull. It is important for the midwife to understand the landmarks of the fetal skull. These will be identified during a vaginal examination during labour and after delivery. The fetal skull is made up of several bones. The frontal bone forms the forehead. The parietal bones lie on either side of the skull. The occipital bone, which forms the back of the skull and part of the base, and the temporal bones, which lie on either side of the head closest to the ear. There are other parts of the skull that the midwife also needs to know about. The anterior fontanelle is a diamond shape found towards the front of the skull. The posterior fontanelle, which is triangular in shape, can be found towards the back of the skull. There are also several regions on the fetal skull. The vertex lies between the anterior fontanelle and the posterior fontanelle and the two parietal eminences. The sinciput or brow lies between the supraorbital ridges, the coronal suture and the bregma. The occiput, which lies below the lambdoid suture and the posterior fontanelle. It is also known as the occipital pole. And finally the face, which lies below the level of the supraorbital ridges. There are a number of diameters that the midwife needs to recognise on the fetal skull. The suboccipitobregmatic diameter, which is 9.5 centimetres in length, runs from the junction of the scalp with the back of the neck to the bregma. The suboccipital frontal diameter, which is 10.5 centimetres in length, passes from the junction of the scalp with the back of the neck to the midpoint of the frontal suture. The occipitofrontal diameter, which is 11.5 centimetres long, passes from the external occipital protuberance to the root of the nose. The mentovertical diameter, which is 13 centimetres long and therefore the longest of all the diameters, extends from the point of the chin to the centre of the vertex. The submentobregmatic diameter, which is 9.5 centimetres long, runs from the junction of the chin and neck to the bregma. The submentovertical diameter, which is 11.4 centimetres in length, extends from the junction of the chin and neck to the centre of the vertex. The biparietal diameter, which is 9.6 centimetres long and runs between the parietal eminences. And finally, the bitemporal diameter is 8 centimetres long.